Sorry to disappoint Ali McLeod. There's no starting place in the lineup for Andy Gray. He joins Graham Souness on the bench, and that means Scott Nisbet replaces the injured Kevin Drinkle. Hearts have appeared in 5 League Cup finals. They have had 4 wins, but that last win was 26 years ago. The Hearts team shows one change from Saturday: Wayne Foster at number 9, Eamon Bannon at 11, the substitutes Ian Ferguson and Malcolm Murray. And there is Mark Walters, the man who tormented Hearts on Saturday and really set Rangers on the winning way. Hearts line up, an interesting change there. They dropped Ian Ferguson onto the subs bench. Jim Craig, you think that will make quite a difference?
Well, I think it's a question tonight of a small Hearts defence against a big Rangers, small Hearts forward line against a big Rangers defence. And I think for Rangers, Mark Walters will be relishing the prospect of going up against Walter Kidd, because Walter Kidd now must be regarded as a bit of a veteran, and I'm sure the Rangers player is looking forward to playing against him.
The Rangers have Walters on one wing and the capability of releasing Cooper on the other. Conditions at Hampden ideal, although a bit of rain has fallen just prior to the kick-off, and the fans packing into the terracings. Great atmosphere indeed for this little bit of television history, the first ever live coverage of a national semi-final.
I think the absence of Andy Gray from the starting lineup of Rangers is significant there, because he will certainly take time to find his feet in Scotland, and possibly sitting out the first half of this will get him used to the sort of atmosphere to be expected in a semi-final occasion. And there's no doubt that bringing him on halfway through a second half would not only lift the Rangers, because he's that sort of charismatic player, but would have a great effect on getting the crowd behind Rangers.
And there is the match official, Bob Valentine, 17 years a Grade 1 official, and a very experienced man indeed. Shot from the Jockstein terracing at Hampden, showing how well filled the stadium is, and Hampden looking an absolute picture on this September evening as we await the second semi-final in the Skill Cup. Bob Valentine keeping the team's Hearts will kick off. Rangers against Hearts, the decision tonight. Who will meet Aberdeen in the final here at Hampden on the 23rd of October? Foster and Cahoon waiting, and a crescendo of noise inside the stadium. Hearts get the game underway. Bannon doing well to nod that one inside. Galloway pushing forward, but it's picked up by John Brown. Quick delivery downfield, no one prepared to hold it. Nicely picked up by Dave McPherson. Foster, tricky little player. He was booked on Saturday at Tynecastle for dissent, and let's hope he'll get on with the game tonight and prove a real match for Terry Butcher as Hearts try and progress down the right. Kidd. It's an easy pick-up for Chris Woods, the blonde English international. Rangers throw. Foster the target man, trying to find Mackay. And that's Kenny Black wearing number 10, but moving into the back four. Here's Black again, of course, a former Rangers player. Gary Stevens to Ian Ferguson. Running into Berry, who's got his right thigh heavily strapped, as you can see. Crunching tackle by Goff. Hearts trainer waiting patiently, but Paul Valentine not allowing him to go on. Yes, he will. Signals now. Wayne Foster coming off second best in that incident. Just have a look at the incident as Foster gets treatment. Good win of the ball there, Foster, and Gough pulling him down. Bit of a sore one there, but Foster limping back into the fray. Under 3 minutes played, and the free kick to Hearts. Bannon, who made telling impact as a substitute at Tynecastle on Saturday. Foot up there given against the Hearts attacker, and a free kick to Rangers. Gliding header by Nisbet. McPherson and Black shielded that one through to Henry Smith. Bit of a breeze blowing into the face of the Hearts keeper. The midfield a bit of a clutter. And safety first tactics at this stage. Cagey start as both teams play it tight. McPherson pushing Scott Nisbet. Dave McPherson has got 4 League Cup medals, of course all with Rangers. Wilkins and Cooper looking for Walters. Stand-side linesman clearly indicating it's Rangers' way. Mr. Maguire. Willigland as Rangers now push forward. Ferguson has a quick shot, but it was swinging away from goal all the time. But the snap effort from the number 8.
A fairly typical semi-final start to this game. Both teams a little bit apprehensive, making sure that the odd hard tackle is going in just to make sure your opponent knows that you mean business. And it could be fairly vital for Hearts to get the first goal tonight. That's a powerful shot there by Ian Ferguson from quite a distance, but it's important to try tonight to each team to get the first goal, but more important probably for Hearts to do it.
So Hearts have won the free kick, and there's a good support through from the capital city. Interesting that both teams prepared for this semi-final in the west. Rangers went down the Ayrshire coast to Turnberry, while Hearts prepared at Gourock and Inverclyde. Cahoon, good ball through, and Woods did exceptionally well as Mackay stabbed it through. Great effort by the Hearts skipper. This move came from the free kick. Mackay was very sharp as it was laid off to him. Getting it through, and Woods doing well. Now back come Hearts. Foster stopped by the combined efforts of Gary Stevens and then Terry Butcher. Hearts looking lively, and their supporters quite pleased with the start they've made. Ferguson knocking that one just away from Bannon. Ian Ferguson, those surging runs, a speciality of his. Brian Whittaker wearing number 4, steals it back to his keeper. Whittaker, another old firm player in the Hearts lineup. And that part of the field you can see just a clutter of maroon and blue jerseys. Berry with the right thigh strapped up does well. Walter Kidd. Gough wasn't quite sure. I think he was looking for a shout. It was in fact Butcher looking for a shout there, and forced to concede a corner. The first corner of the semi-final going to Hearts. Eamon Bannon's experience here, men trying to go from the markers. Woods in desperate trouble, but a bit of a push going on there, and the referee spotting it, and he in fact was calling over Mike Galloway, who was roaming around that penalty area. And here is the in-swinging corner. Woods committing himself and making a bit of a hash of it, but the whistle had already gone. Galloway the offender. Bannon working hard. Black in support. But the forward pass not good enough. Gary Stevens. First in line back, picking that one up quite easily. Trying to Whittaker. Again, the ball given away in midfield, picked up by Brown. Richard Gough. Cooper hotly pursued by Kidd. And Foster has to turn. Butcher to Gough. Rangers building from the back. Stevens. Walters got a bit of space, but it just cuddled away from him. Walters made a good diagonal run there. Just about 9 minutes played in the first half. If you've just joined us on BBC Scotland, no scoring here at Hampden in this live semi-final Skuld Cup match. John Brown. Hearts competing well for the ball in midfield, but Rangers keeping it tight. Another free kick. Ray Wilkins, of course, was the player of the month last month, and he really is the Rangers playmaker in midfield. Dave McPherson. Bannon, that was a good header. Cahoon and Foster combining. McPherson bowling over Mark Walters there, and he's going to be pulled over by referee Bob Valentine, and I don't think the big centre half could complain about that. Walters trotting back into the action, and from that shot you can also see that there's still a bit of rain falling here at Hampden. No yellow card, just a ticking off as the free kick comes to Nisbet. Stevens. Stevens well checked by Bannon, but at the expense of a corner. Stevens always willing to venture forward. So Rangers have the corner. The big men up on the edge of the box. Cooper to take it, looking for close support. Stevens, dummied. Henry Smith did exceptionally well, but Walters is there. Here's the corner that did all the damage. Stevens, Butcher went in the dummy, the Hearts defence at 6s and 7s, and Henry Smith was very brave, deserved a bit of luck there, didn't get it, and look at Walters drilling that one home. Rangers won, the Hearts nil, 11 minutes on the clock, and that really is a body blow for Hearts. pass and caught Durant offside. First goal in the semi-final, always important.
Yes, a little bit of luck at the end for Matt Walters, but the Hearts defence should have cleared it some time before that.
So Hearts being punished quite severely. Henry Smith certainly can feel a bit aggrieved. He deserved a little bit of better support there. He certainly committed himself. Hearts have another free kick. Somebody taking a knock on the back of the head. It may well be Mike Galloway. Yep, number 5 it is. Galloway, a shake of the head, back into the fray. So Hearts need to get back into the game. A goal urgently needed for the Tynecastle men. Kai, another testing one, but the big Rangers attackers, the defenders getting the best of the Hearts attackers there. Butcher with no problems with that one. And it was Foster who was barging into him, conceding the free kick. Nisbet battling in midfield along with Whittaker. And Gough and Butcher, good understanding at the back. On that occasion it was Richard Gough mopping that one up very easily. Play a bit untidy, but young Scott Nesbitt really revelling in the atmosphere. Under 21 squad international. And on Saturday, of course, scoring an important second goal for Rangers at Tynecastle. John Brown just knocking that one wide as Rangers get back. And as we approach the 15-minute mark, there's not been a lot of great football from the game. It's been competitive and hard as both sides have battled. Eamon Bannon has shown some very nice touches. But Stevens keeping check. Bannon does it again. Berry tries again. Oh, and a great save. Brilliant work there by Neil Berry. That is true grit. And Woods replied with a fine save. Bannon caused the trouble. The Rangers' defence were almost at 6s and 7s, and look at Berry's determination. Determined to go. And in come Hearts again. The referee waving away half-hearted appeals for a possible penalty. But that Berry effort will really spur Hearts on now. The whistle had gone as McPherson drove that one into the side netting. But for Chris Wood's athletic save, Hearts could well have been in level terms.
All started to with a bad header from David Cooper back there, who headed out the way he shouldn't, headed into the play and instead of heading towards the wing, and it was nearly a very dangerous time for Rangers.
Cooper through to Walters. Walters, McPherson trying to mark him man for man. Terrific skills. Black at full stretch. Bannon forced to get that one upfield to relieve the pressure. Gough does exactly the same, but Eamon Bannon certainly made a telling contribution on Saturday when he came on as a substitute, and so far he's been the man most likely to succeed for Hearts. Again in the air. Ferguson taking over. Durand was offside, just fractionally there. Another darting run from the number 10. Black was first to the ball there, taking Ferguson with him. The Rangers have the free kick. Kidd knocking it away. Mike Galloway. Not a good ball at all. Butcher attempted to lob that one over the Hearts back four. Just a little bit too firm. There's Andy Gray and Graham Souness in the dugout, the two Rangers substitutes. Hearts battling hard. Gary Mackay. Nisbet for Rangers. Another offside decision as Rangers speed merchants try and carve their way through the middle. The stand-side linesman is absolutely 100% correct so far.
Yes, but it was a lovely ball by Scott Nisbet, and it must have been very, very fractional, Alistair, that he was offside at that point.
And Hearts not able to put any sustained pressure on Chris Woods, and yet Neil Berry came closest to an equaliser, defied by the keeper. Stevens, Ferguson, now Walters. Give you an indication of how slippy the pitch might be with the constant rainfall. Another free kick awarded by Mr. Valentine, and Brian Whittaker just being told to just cool it down a little. The free kick tally 7 apiece, almost 20 minutes on the clock. Rangers have the all-important opening goal scored by Mark Walters. Powerful header, and Nisbet really was facing the wrong way, but again the flag was up against Walters, I would think. So if he had put the ball into the net, it would have been disallowed. Reminder of the scoreline. Galloway trying to battle his way down that right flank, but he's up against a real fighter in John Brown. Two similar type players as Hearts now. Bannon. Berry. Couldn't get it over Brown's head. And that gives Rangers the chance to hit on the break. Durant. Berry and Kidd combining to stop them. Berry again, driving Hearts forward. Galloway. Dangerous cross. Goss there. Mackay. McPherson. Another shot deflected by Walter Kidd. Hearts get a corner. And you can hear the roar of anticipation from the Tynecastle fans. Kidd trying the shot, deflected away by the resolute Rangers defence. In comes the corner. Mackay popping up everywhere now. Wins a corner on the left off Ian Ferguson. But Gary Mackay really is an inspiring captain for Hearts. Cahoon just taken away by Butcher with McPherson working. Now Rangers again hitting in the break. Wilkins, Walters, Durant's through the middle, so's Nisbet. And Walters looked to be obstructed there. Walter Kidd's the offender, and that halted the Rangers' quick counter-attack in its tracks. So they've got the free kick and Cooper to take it. Nisbet's in there, so is Butcher, and so is Gough. Menace in the air. Butcher. Bannon was a bit chancy with that one. Ray Wilkins always seems to find a blue jersey with the pass. Gough. Nisbet inside. Walters look going through, and the Hearts defence under pressure, but holding. Kidd did well. Coming over to the left flank. Hearts knocking about. Brown had time to evade that sliding challenge from Cahoon and slip it back. Nisbet in pursuit. Bannon taking up space on the left. Galloway. There's Bannon now, but Stevens is very, very quick indeed. Makes the mistake. Chance for Bannon. Cahoon. Brilliantly blocked by Butcher when all seemed lost for Rangers. Now the counter-attack. Durant. Walters in the middle. So is Nisbet. Ian Ferguson and a courageous challenge there by Neil Berry. So it's do or die stuff. One at the Rangers end and then up to the Hearts end. Butcher and then Berry. Great defensive play and great sweeping attack from both sides. This semi-final now really warming up. Galloway. Cahoon's battling hard and winning it. Offside, and again that was pretty close, but he was certainly in line with Gary Stevens, who was in the middle of the park, and the linesman on the far side, Mr. Wiley from Falkirk, getting a chance to show that he's just as adept at spotting offside as the other linesman. Wilkins adjudged to put the foot up there, and this is probably Hearts' best spell in the game so far.
Yes, Rangers were right on top after they scored the goal, but in the last 5 minutes or so, Hearts come back into it again.
So Hearts have the free kick, and they get a chance to push forward. Just come back a yard or so, says Mr. Valentine. Cahoon having a good game. Black getting the break. Foster, Bannon. Danger threatens. Chance for Hearts. And it just won't go for them. But they're keeping coming forward. Bannon again. McPherson, but again the high ball into the path of the big men, not paying off for Hearts. Certainly Rangers seem most tested with the cross ball.
Well, you wouldn't have given tuppence for Hearts chances after Rangers took an early lead, but they have buckled down to their task. They have strengthened up a little at the back, which was a bit weak in the first 10 minutes or so, and they've come right back into this game.
Dave McPherson doing a splendid job at the back for Hearts. They seem to have got their act together and are playing with a lot more confidence, prepared to work and battle. Black with the throw-in. Foster settles for the throw-in off Gary Stevens. Looked a bit of a foul throw, but the referee says let it go. Hearts try again. Brown's header finding Cooper. Wilkins joining in with Walters. Well, that's a rare bad pass by Ray Wilkins. You don't see him wasting the ball like that very often. Oh, McPherson giving it away to Durrant. The pass through, Nisbet is offside. Again, very tight decision, but again, I think the linesman was right.
A little bit of inexperience by Scott Nisbet there, and a more experienced player would have made sure that he was onside to take that particular pass, because there was nobody to beat but the keeper.
29 minutes played in the first half. Hearts battling to get back on terms. Rangers not afraid to knock the ball back to their keeper. The big Englishman can certainly get tremendous distance. Two bounces and straight through. Bannon doing well. But again, the cover and experience of Butcher critical for Rangers. Bannon chipping away, working well down that left flank. Well, the Hearts supporters in full voice now. Their side now begin to get into this match. Another offside flag halting the Hearts advance down the left. Mackay. Cahoon and battling and doing well. Getting past Brown. Just can't get through and find that chink in the Rangers' armour. The bounce of the ball there. Walter Kidd in trouble with the referee with that challenge. Butcher, Perry's there in the middle. Bannon just steering that one back. Whittaker to Kenny Black. Eamon Bannon popping up, prompting Hearts. Foster gets it back to Black, but again, under pressure, he's forced to knock the ball forward. Well, Gary Mackay and Eamon Bannon are certainly doing their best to get Hearts back into this game, no question about that. Gough for another corner. Hearts' corner tally rises to 4. Wood surveying the scene as Bannon takes the corner. Ah, but the keeper had that one under control. Almost as if he had super glue in his gloves there to take Bannon's cross. Nisbet battling in the air with Whittaker. Gough, another high ball. The Hearts defence certainly is a bit square. Wilkins taking over. Walters back to Wilkins. Nisbet shouting for it and getting it, but Black battling hard. So does Foster. And the decision goes Hearts' way. Nisbet seems to have got a bit of a knock, the young Ranger. Phil Bosma was waiting just off the pitch, waiting to give him treatment, but it looks maybe perhaps just a little knock that he'll run off as he moves about the pitch. Hearts of the throw. Wilkins, Durant springing on the left, in behind Kidd. Cooper's behind him. Wilkins again offering himself. John Brown might try a shot, and that's a weak one. And Dave McPherson was cool there with Ian Ferguson bearing down on Henry Smith. Stevens with the overhead hook. Black and Whittaker getting in one another's way. Bit of shouting needed there. Well, that looked like an accidental collision there between Walters and Whittaker. But immediately Graham Souness is out of the dugout and running up and down the track. So both players will need attention. We've got 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Rangers leading by a Mark Walters goal scored after 11 minutes.
I think there's a rain. Neither defence looks particularly comfortable when the opposition is coming at them very quickly.
And the referee in fact seems to have his book out, and it looks as if Brian Whittaker is the man who's going to get a yellow card. Hearts had 4 players booked on Saturday. Brian Whittaker wasn't one of them, but he's got the yellow card tonight. Wilkins will take the free kick. Walters. Durant. Butcher to knock it back. Nobody there but Kenny Black from Hearts. Durant, but a weak finish. A real cacophony of sound inside Hampden as Rangers spring forward again. Nisbet playing to Cooper. Hearts certainly matching Rangers in stamina at this stage. Wilkins. Now Stevens. Rangers stringing the passes together, but Hearts still shielding the route to goal. Nisbet. Hearts closing them down. And Nisbet's inexperience gave that one away all right. Foster did exceptionally well there. And that's a great ball. Walter Kidd. And John Brown was very fast indeed. But again, Kidd pouring down that right flank, Excellent work by Wayne Foster to spot the chance for Hearts. Galloway with the cross, but Brown stands firm. Galloway certainly has been a great buy for Hearts, and Brown has just proved himself more than a utility left back. Hearts corners, Bannon, beautiful skill turned in, and that just needed a touch. Hearts very unlucky there. No doubt about it that Bannon has proved a real thorn in the flesh to that Rangers defence. Really the trouble stemming there from the corner. Bannon checked, and look at that. Hearts just inches away from an equaliser. Backhander by Ferguson and the pace of Walters. McPherson certainly seemed to hold him off. But the referee waving away Rangers' claims. I think you can tell what the fans thought of that one. Gary Stevens quickly with the throw. Nisbet, that was some throw. Whittaker having to backpedal. Stevens, Nisbet turning, and Smith, losing it there. Again a misunderstanding, and that was reminiscent of the opening goal. Lack of understanding there between the keeper and his defence. When he came out, he really should have held that one, and a corner needlessly conceded there by the Hearts keeper. Cooper with the left foot. Bit of pushing by Butcher as Smith came, but pat in the back from the Rangers skipper as he trots back up into his defensive role, and the ball will come back for free kick to Hearts. Just about 5 minutes remaining in the first half. There is the scoreline. Rangers leading Hearts by 1-0. Mark Walters the scorer after 11 minutes. Butcher makes it look easy. Walters that time, doing a little bit of fouling on Dave McPherson. No complaints from the Rangers number 11. Hearts have the free kick as we move into the final phase of the first half. Hearts have certainly had two very good chances to try and draw level. No foul, says the referee. It was accidental. And Hearts try and break down the right. Great pad out by Butcher. And John Cohen battles for everything, but Butcher just seems to stretch out his leg. And I think you can see there the way Butcher was gesturing. You couldn't hear Chris Wood shouting for the noise of the crowd. You can see from the backdrop that the enclosure on the far side, the north enclosure, is really packed. The crowd enjoying this battle royal between Rangers and Hearts. Unrelenting battle for supremacy. A bit untidy, but no one is going to give in. sides, let's just stop all this nonsense in midfield. Tremendous vision. Rangers just wanting to take the steam out of Hearts with just about 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Hearts would like to keep the momentum going. Durant falling over there as in comes Cooper. Oh, that was a pass that was easily picked up by Mackay. Galloway. Now Cooper again. Walters, but Whittaker's there for Hearts. Hearts, one last surge before half-time. Then the long ball just skidding on the wet surface. Rangers have the throw. Brown hurling that one down the line into the final minutes of the first half. Now a chance for Hearts. Mackay, that just beats Bannon's outstretched leg. Rangers come out quickly. Berry goes forward. Cut out by Stevens. Durant jousting with Berry. Wins it for Bannon. Pass Gough. Gary Mackay. And a desperate challenge there by Gary Stevens. Hearts coming forward in the closing seconds. That was a tackle from behind by Richard Gough. And John Cahoon, who's battled solid for the first 45 minutes. And Richard Gough becomes the second player to be booked in the match. The first Ranger, the challenge from behind on Cahoon. And virtually on the stroke of half-time, the yellow card for Richard Gough. So Hearts have the free kick, which will give them the chance to mount the final attack of the first half. Mackay, McPherson, they're trying to go forward, they're looking for the corner and they've got it. But there's no time to take it. The referee's whistle has gone, and Mark Walters, the scorer of the only goal of the game so far, with a goal after 11 minutes. At half-time, Rangers lead by 1-0. Jim Craig, your thoughts on the first half?
It's been a fairly even contest, Alistair. There's no doubt that Rangers were picked up by that very early goal, and they raised their game at that point, and they were involved with some nice sweeping moves towards the Hearts goal without getting another. When Hearts given their due, they tightened up a little bit at the back, which had been, I thought, at fault for the goal. Drove forward well, started getting good use out of Eamon Bannon on the left flank here. And as this first half progressed and the rain continued, there's no doubt that both sets of defenders were finding it difficult to keep their feet against forwards coming at them. And I think the first half the honours were even, although Rangers have got the only goal so far.
So with a reminder of the half-time score, Rangers 1, Hearts 0, we return you to Dougie Donnelly in the position in the stand. We can see that Rangers have not made any substitutions either, and there is the goal scorer, the only goal of this semi-final so far, Mark Walters, and he really has made one or two telling contributions.
Yes, and I think if Hearts slowed the game down and let Rangers midfield and forwards dictate the pace of this game, it would be more difficult for them. The Rangers defence looked particularly uncomfortable when Hearts bypassed midfield and played the ball quickly up to the striker's feet. And I think in the second half they have to continue to try and do that, and wait for the Rangers defence to make a mistake, which is quite feasible on a slippy, greasy surface that is out there tonight.
So Rangers ready to get the second half underway, attacking the goal to our left, the traditional Rangers end at Hampden. And the crowd, an excellent one tonight at Hampden, really enjoying this battle. Skillful play, I think I'd agree with Ali McLeod, a little bit at a premium, but endeavour from both teams, and Hearts really coming back after a rather shaky start when they conceded the early goal, but all credit to the Edinburgh side, they're still in there battling. As Rangers try and set the attack down the right, Ian Ferguson hurdling the challenge, and Whittaker getting it back to Henry Smith. So let's see what distance Smith gets with a bit of wind behind him. Every ball fought for in that midfield area. Dave McPherson deciding to leave it to Walter Kidd. Giving Hearts a lot of service. Forster turning into Wilkins, and Hearts nipping away like terriers, but Butcher steering the ball forward. Black. Brown's got time to see Woods, but gives it away. But Hearts can't make anything of it. First real touch from Walters. Sliding challenge from Cooper. Black. And again, playing the ball in the air to the small men really gives Rangers the advantage, and Hearts really need to keep the ball on the ground.
But Rangers have to try and bring Ray Wilkins back into this game. He's been very, very tightly marked by Gary Mackay the whole of the first half, and it's noticeable that since he has been marked, Rangers play has suffered.
Whittaker at the back. Gary Mackay, great support play. Foster, now Bannon. And it was Cahoon making a back for the Rangers defence there that gave the free kick to Rangers when Hearts really had them under pressure. So a frustrating spell for Hearts. Our statistician keeping a note of the free kicks informs me that it's Rangers 12th, Hearts have had 13. So it really is a pretty evenly balanced match in that sense. But in terms of corners, Hearts have had 5, Rangers 2. These are the statistics at this stage. Another push spotted by the referee. It's been a bit of a niggling game at times, but only 2 players booked, but it has stopped any flow of football, and players have been knocking it about. Kenny Black gets it back from Bannon, and Hearts forced to backpedal. They'll try again. Nisbet got behind Whittaker, withstood the challenge of Black, then slipped as he tried to turn. The free kick was to Hearts. Mackay spraying the ball about with aplomb. Kidd, Foster, now McPherson. Hearts taking their time to build up. Bannon to Berry. Gary Mackay. Galloway. Woods watching that one going to the far post. Now Bannon. John Brown. And the Hearts fans behind the Rangers goal. cheering their favourites on. Persson clashing with Durrant. Ball will have to come back. There will be a free kick to Rangers.
I find that a bit difficult to understand, Alistair. That was a blatant body check by Dave McPherson, stopping an opponent getting past him. And I think a referee must take action against something like that.
So still Souness and Andy Gray on the Rangers bench, as Rangers now have the free kick. Gary Stevens. All a bit hurried. No offside flag. Ferguson timed his run. Walters. And Berry rescues Hearts in dire straits. Nisbet offside and pushing that time, I think. But really, there was no flag. That Hearts defence looked to the linesman on the far side, but I think on the replay we'll see that Ferguson in fact timed his run, and this is where the trouble stemmed for Hearts. Look at Berry, just got it away in the nick of time. Well, Henry Smith, a much relieved goalkeeper there. Butcher's positive header forwards. Cooper's been in and out of the game. Goff. Stevens to Walters, first time to Wilkins. Trying to pick out Nisbet, but McPherson was there. Berry caught possession. Oh well, Walter Kidd seemed to have done everything right, then gave it away, but offside again. And really Hearts making one or two errors here that they could have been heavily punished for. But they're still in there battling. Black. Off in his they shall not pass mood. Mark Walters. Chance to run and Whittaker. The double shuffle. Oh, Smith! And Nisbet turns it home. Scott Nisbet scores, Rangers second, jubilation on the terracing, and this was Mark Walters at his best. Watch the skill here, Hearts let him have room, the double shuffle, and Henry Smith doesn't want to see this. Scott Nisbet does though. Rangers 2, Hearts 0, and Rangers now on course for a Skol Cup final meeting with Aberdeen. 8 minutes into the second half, and now here's Smith having to come racing out of his goal. And he must be very disappointed. Rangers again. Smith having to try and smother that one again at the near post. As Rangers try and KO Hearts with another one. Well, the roar of the crowd tells you what their reactions are to the Hearts keeper. Now Hearts need a goal to really revive their flagging spirits. Brown there, another corner. Rangers quite prepared to concede corners. That's Hearts' sixth. Over comes John Cahoon. Hearts pushing forward, but McPherson up there. And Cooper playing it into space. Kenny Black. Rangers defence have come out. Have to play the short one, and it's Gary Mackay who has caught possession. And that tackle from his opposite number in midfield, Ray Wilkins. Now Eamon Bannon, pulled down by Ray Wilkins, and that will be a free kick to Hearts. Still the target man. Bannon trying to help it through. Cahoon going down looking for a free kick, but it's Rangers sprinting away. Another break on, and McPherson at full stretch had to cut that pass out there from Ferguson. Another inch and it was through to Durrant, and it could have been 3-0. Well, in the Skill Cup there's no point in sitting back, you've got to go forward. And that's what Hearts are doing. The longer this game has gone, the Rangers are now beginning to dominate as Hearts are being caught at the back as they push forward. Walters. Not a good cross, but enough to cause a few flutters in the Hearts defence. John Brown completely miscuing that one. Cahoon gets it to Galloway. Hearts settle for the throw. Butcher just coming out the challenge. Cahoon. Cooper, a lancing pass to Durrant. Walters is on the right. Rangers at pace. Nisbet. Ferguson arriving in the middle. Nisbet there now. Stevens gives it back to Walters. Hearts defence on the rack. The double shuffle again. Goal kick, says the referee, as Walters. And Walters and Black having words. The referee will have to step in there. Mark Walters being called over. Just on the far side of the penalty area, and it is a long lecture for Walters there for words with Kenny Black in that joust.
I think more frustration that the double shuffle didn't come off that time, but that move started with a wonderful run and diagonal pass by Ian Durrant, who is coming back rapidly to the sort of form that we saw before the injury.
And Brown just sealing everything up at the back for Rangers as we see Andy Gray out on the touchline warming up. 13.5 minutes played in the second half. Rangers a 2-goal cushion and looking to add to it. Mark Walters through the middle. Oh, and Henry Smith foiled the Rangers winger. Smith's anticipation in coming out of his goal there really saved Hearts. As the Gorgie Road men go forward once again. Another move foundering on the intense pressure and marking that Rangers are putting on them. Hearts also have Ian Ferguson limbering up on the touchline, so possible double substitution coming up. There's Andy Gray. Looks as if he's about to make his Rangers debut. Gary Mackay still driving Hearts forward. Bannon, the right foot shot, and Woods took that one well, skidding on the wet surface but Chris Woods really at times looks almost unbeatable.
I think the main difference, Alistair, is that the rear guard in front of him, back four, has tightened up quite considerably, and Hearts just unable to get the final pass through them into the 18-yard box.
Butcher issuing instructions quite clearly to Brown. McPherson's header out. Now Walters, the tormentor of Hearts tonight, and a real heartbreaker too. Scored the first, laid on virtually the second for Scott Nisbet. Rangers 2, Hearts 0. 15 minutes, 16 minutes gone almost. Nisbet trying to turn on the style but slipping. Rangers still tightening the screw around that Hearts penalty area. Kai driving it downfield. Galloway in pursuit. Woods has to hurry. He's out of his goal, his foot slipped, and Cahoon can't get the shot in. It ricocheted off Brown. Now Rangers coming back, but offside clearly against Walters and Nisbet. They sprung like greyhounds out of a trap there. As for one moment, Hearts were always getting a chance to get a shot in and goal, because Woods had slipped when he came out in the collision, and certainly the Rangers goal was open. But now here is Cahoon, the chance. Well, Hearts needed a goal badly, but it's just not going for them at all. John Cahoon had the chance there. He took advantage of a rare error by Butcher and really had the chance to score. Beat Woods, but the posts as well.
That's what happens when you're 2-0 down, isn't it? They just don't take the chances. If it was 2 each, that one might have gone in from John Cahoon, but a rare error by Terry Butcher, who has played quite well tonight.
And all credit to Hearts, they're giving everything they've got. And certainly Cahoon tries again, but closed down by Wilkins, who covers a lot of territory for Rangers. Kidd. The best Hearts can get out of that's a corner. Hearts take it quickly. Bannon, but that's straight on to Butcher's head. Kidd leaves it. Black. Rangers defence out. Bannon can't quite keep it in. He was leaping in the air, and he certainly, his momentum carried him over the touchline. John Brown for Rangers. Woods had come out of his goal, but elected to put it through to Walters, losing it to McPherson. Bannon, Black, Foster, Galloway to Gary Mackay, onto the left foot, a great effort off the bar. Gary Mackay, a captain's heroic role for Hearts. Tremendous effort by the number 8. And the Hearts supporters rising to their side. They're putting in a tremendous battle, and it was Galloway. But look at Mackay stepping inside, and the left foot shot beating Woods, but Woodward coming to the rescue for Rangers. 19 minutes in the second half, and again a chance for Hearts. McPherson trying the lob, but Woods just backpedaled a yard or so and took it comfortably. But Hearts really doing well.
Magnificent work too by Gary Mackay there. Saw the space, pulled it onto the left foot, and tried a little lob come curling, and deserved a better fate than hitting the crossbar.
So Hearts can point to that Mackay effort that came off the bar, and John Cahoon shot that just went wide of goal. But that is the way football is, and it looks as if Rangers are shortly to make this substitution. that we've been anticipating. I think Andy Gray waiting, poised on the touchline. As Cooper flicks it through, Mark Walters in on Smith. Oh, and he got it through the keeper's legs, and what a deflection, a lucky one there by Smith. But Walters really is an electrifying player, and the roar from the crowd tells you that Andy Gray is about to make his Rangers debut. A tremendous reception from Rangers fans, and Scott Nisbet, the scorer of the second goal, getting a hero's farewell as he leaves the pitch. The youngster popped in that vital second goal. And look at Andy Gray, 32 years of age, made his semi-final debut against Hearts in the Scottish Cup semi-final in 1974, and now a Rangers debut. As Ferguson drives it in, golf shot, and Smith in action again. Rangers just come through in these power bursts, and Hearts really put on the rack when Rangers surge forward. Now Ferguson, Rangers growing stronger as the game progresses. Walters is onside. No foul, says the referee, as Whittaker came in on the flying Walters. Close decision. Now Galloway trying to power through. Oh, and he pulled Butcher back there. Galloway acknowledging the free kick. Souness limbering up on the touchline. Committed Andy Gray to the fray.
I can appreciate Andy Gray coming on. I'm a little more surprised that Hearts have been substituted, because some of their players now beginning to show the signs of a long game, and they've worked very hard indeed. Up front, Wayne Foster, John Cahoon having to do an awful lot of work, I think, could do with the reinforcement of Ian Ferguson up there to help them.
So Cahoon takes the throw, but Butcher mopping it up. Now here's Andy Gray. He doesn't look to have the pace, and I think he lost his footing there. I think that pitch is a little bit tricky there, because he just seemed to be running and not actually gaining any ground. So the roar of anticipation stifled in the throats of the Rangers supporters. Now Hearts, Bannon. 3-4 men in the box. Behind everyone. Now Gary Mackay, can he get another shot in? Out to Bannon. Glancing header, Galloway! And again, the man from the back coming up, being asked to finish in style, but not that time. Hearts have Ian Ferguson warming up on the touchline, so it could well be that they've got to throw him into the fray. By our watch, 23.5 minutes gone in the second half, and there's Ian Ferguson going to take off his tracksuit top. Berry battling in midfield, Galloway, Cahoon. Golf there for Rangers. Now Andy Gray tries the flick. He's so keen to get involved in this one. Berry flicking it through the middle, but Golf has time to look over his shoulder there and see that there's no maroon jersey within 20 yards of him practically.
We've got sixes and sevens just now, Hearts, with John Cahoon withdrawn now on the right wing and Mike Galloway having pushed forward. But the problem is when Cahoon gets the ball and is trying to spray it about, the man he should be aiming for up there is himself, and I think the sooner Ian Ferguson comes on, an actual front player for him to aim for, I think the better.
Kenny Black holding it. Golf winning the duel with Wayne Foster, and Golf strides forward. Brown, Cooper on the left, finds Andy Gray. Now Cooper. Cooper really being on the fringe of this game, but that's a telling pass. Geraint Walters behind Stevens. Geraint again. And he didn't really look up and pick up any light blue jersey. Straight to Neil Berry, who's battled constantly throughout this match for Hearts. 20 minutes left as Hearts come forward again. And the substitution now about to be made by Hearts. Wayne Foster coming off, and Ian Ferguson, of course, another ex-Ranger, going to come on and take his place. That's Wayne Foster. So Hearts, nothing to lose now. The rain still teeming down. Free kick taken, and again Hearts just beginning to almost run out of ideas. They seem to be sagging.
Yes, midfield players having to push forward a little bit as well now, Alistair, and really they've got to get a goal within the next 5 minutes or so, because morale is already beginning to be sapped a little by being 2-0 down. Passes going astray, and I'm just thinking what a poor game this is when you're a goalkeeper. One mistake by Henry Smith, who has played well most of the season.
Rangers throw off the head of Walter Kidd, the Hearts veteran. He seems as sprightly as ever. Cooper, his turn to turn on the style. Walters tries to do it as well, and as he's pinned swept from him by Gary Mackay, who is not pleased with Walters. And it looks as if Walter Kidd's going to be booked for the challenge on Cooper. Well, two ball players in the wars there within a space of a few yards of one another. Walter Kidd, the third player to be booked in the match. Second Hearts, Frank Whittaker booked 35. Richard Gough just on half-time, and now the yellow card for Walter Kidd. In fact, he's been called back, and he wants Cooper over too. Well, Mr. Valentine obviously perhaps heard something that Davy Cooper said. So that's two apiece booked in this match. And the outcome of all that untidiness, free kick to Rangers. Cooper slanting it across. Mackay battling away, picked up by Wilkins. Wilkins now just knocking it about, almost casual ease. Walters a lovely dummy, but McPherson read it. Cahoon. And then gives the ball away. Brown hotly pursued by Galloway, and that really is a rather unsavoury sight. Brown reacting quite sharply. The referee is not taking any further action. No yellow cards, just an admonishing finger, and says, get on with the game, it's a free kick to Rangers. On Saturday in the league match at Tynecastle, Hearts had 4 players booked and Rangers 2. So it seems every time these sides meet, it's always a battle, and it's always midfield duels, tight marking, little room for the skillful players. Walters just being a little too clever there, putting too much icing on the cake. Ian Ferguson trying to get into the fray. Number 12 jersey for Hearts. Hilberry. Mackay does well. Mackay seemed to fall there over the outstretched legs of Gough. Whittaker downfield looking for Kahun, but Brown was agile and alert. Now Kahun, Butcher with him, and it's the long legs of the Rangers captain getting in the timely challenge. Galloway. Gough and Butcher have been well nigh impassable for Hearts tonight, and yet they still managed to bring Woods into action and strike the Rangers crossbar into the bargain. Offside. No, it's a throw-in. The referee seems to be, and the linesman seem to have some doubts in convincing the players it is in fact a throw-in.
It was a foul throw actually by Mike Galloway, Alistair, and quite disgusted he was with the whole thing.
Gough held back there by Ian Ferguson, so the free kick to Rangers, wanting to get the game going. Rangers seem to suck Hearts forward and then try and surge through in the counter-attack. There's no doubt about it that the players that are on this pitch tonight, they all are really super fit.
Yes, everybody's given their all, particularly for Hearts. I think special mention must be made of Gary Mackay.
Another long ball through the middle, but again offside. Galloway now is pushing forward, almost in a centre-forward position.
Yes, but Gary Mackay has really played a magnificent role for Hearts tonight, driven forward, but they are a little bit short up front, and just not managing at present moment to try and pierce this Rangers rear guard at all.
If you are expecting the national news on BBC Scotland tonight, I will remind you that it is on BBC 2 at 9:10. Here on the main channel, it's live action from Hampden, the Skill Cup semi-final tie between Rangers and Hearts, with Rangers leading by 2-0. Goals scored by Mark Walters in the first half, and then Scott Nisbet with a tap-in the 53rd minute. And Rangers now bring on Graham Souness, and Davy Cooper is going off. Cooper, who's been on the fringe of the game at times, so Rangers really now wanting to tie it up in midfield. There's about 12 minutes or so left for play. Wilkins. A reminder of the scoreline as Rangers come forward again. Walters. Smith. Andy Gray had a great chance. Hearts trying to break, but really that was an astonishing save by Henry Smith. And Andy Gray couldn't take advantage, it just fell behind him. Look at this. Stevens and Walters' pace was away. It's a good job Henry Smith didn't cut his fingernails this morning, and Andy Gray just couldn't put it in. Rangers have the free kick. And Terry Butcher can take this one. Bit of jostling and pushing there between Ferguson and Whittaker. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. The referee deciding the defenders should have the advantage. Butcher cutting that one out. Arms forward there. Bit of frustration there in Gary Mackay's play. Galloway wrestling with Butcher in midfield. The statistician tells me this is Rangers' 18th free kick. Hearts have a 21, so that gives you an idea of the pattern of the game. Now Gray, laying it off for Gary Stevens. Ferguson the decoy. And Stevens tried the shot. Hearts lived it. Good attempt by the fullback. Hearts still trying to go forward. There seems to be a light blue wall erected in front of Chris Woods. 8 minutes left. 8 minutes away from a place in the 1988 Skull Cup final. And a second successive final against Aberdeen. Ferguson in support. Durrant in the box, but he gives it back out to Gray. Tries to play it through to Durrant. And I think Gray finding the pace of this one a little bit much for him.
Yes, and the pitch seems to be fairly slippy as well, Alistair. I wonder if he's got the wrong studs on.
So here's Gary Stevens. He had trouble in the first half, but looks sure-footed in the second. Souness, almost imperious. Walters to Stevens. Rangers keeping possession. Hearts stand their ground. Bannon to Berry. Cahoon, who's fairly deep. Mackay, there's space on the left. It's a great pass over to Kenny Black. Ian Ferguson trying to go through, gets the return, the shot off Butcher, and there was an offside flag. Well, sheer frustration creeping into the Hearts players now as they see this one slipping away from them.
Although I was equally surprised there, Alistair, that the Hearts player was offside, but the linesman is in better position than I am, I suppose.
Rangers fans mostly undercover, undeterred by the rain. Another free kick. Gough. Dave McPherson has battled hard through the middle for Hearts. Rangers come again. McMahon done a lot of good work for Hearts, but it's a pity for them that he's having to do it in this second half, deeper and deeper inside his own half. That's out for a throw-in. And that's Ian Ferguson, who's back deep. John Cahoon trying to get over John Brown, but the header's picked up by Gough. Souness. 5 minutes left for play. The goal kick, says the linesman. Walters looking for the corner. Ferguson knocking it forward, but picked up by Berry. Eamon Bannon. Can Hearts get a consolation here in the closing minutes of the game? But it's like that one, it's running away from them all the time now. And the throw-in is to Hearts. Gough. Gray trying to find to Souness. Walters colliding there with John Cahoon. Another offside flag against Wayne Foster. And Hearts finally bringing on their second substitute, but by our watch there's only 3 minutes left, and Malcolm Murray really won't get a chance to make an impact on the game. And it looks like Dave McPherson, in fact, going off. He may well have taken a knock. Disappointment written all over his face. John Cahoon getting a bit of treatment, and Rangers will get a chance to take the free kick. We can give you the official attendance tonight as Malcolm Murray comes on. The official attendance, 53,623. So again, a remarkable crowd here at Hampden to see Rangers poised to move into the final of the Skull Cup, and of course joined by millions on television, live television coverage of this semi-final. It's Hearts now. Try and push forward. Malcolm Murray gets his first touch to Cahoon. That's another free kick. This game has been sprinkled with them. It's a succession of free kicks. Almost, I think, tally of one every 2 minutes. Walters now. Rangers want to finish with a flourish if they can. Berry breaking it up. Mackay. John Cahoon battling bravely. Gough miscued that one completely, but when Gough makes a mistake, Butcher's there. Woods taking his time. By our watch, just over a minute left for play. Gray gets a glancing header. Walters! Andy Gray set it up. Walters' pace, and the finishing really did it. Look at this. Gray won it well. Walters between the two defenders. Smith seemed to have got at the angle, but that's it. Rangers 3-0, and Rangers' 16th goal in this Skull Cup competition so far.
Nothing much you can do about that. Top class finishing by Matt Walters. First of all, he's still got the pace almost in the 90th minute of the game. still got the pace to beat a man who's just come on as substitute for Hearts, and then has the presence of mind to just slot it past the goalkeeper Henry Smith into the corner of the net. You can't ask for more than that.
So Mark Walters, the destroyer of Hearts' dreams in this Scoil Cup semi-final. Again, the remarkable crowds here in Glasgow, 53,623. Just proves once again how popular this Scoil Cup competition is. And over 18,000 at Dens Park last night for Aberdeen and Dundee United. And this competition just gets better and better as Bob Valentine's whistle signals full time. A victory by 3-0 for Rangers. Mark Walters sent them on the winning way after 11 minutes. Then in the second half, Scott Nisbet tapping in the 53rd minute made it 2. And in the final minute, the pace of Walters and the deadly finishing finished Hearts' dreams. 3-0 for Rangers. Jim Craig, your thoughts?
Well, the first half evenly shared, although Rangers got the only goal. Hearts came back into it very well indeed. And then the second half started pretty fair again. Both teams throwing themselves into the tackle, trying long balls and short passes. But I'm afraid when Henry Smith made that mistake, it was a death knell for Hearts. The team's heads went down for about 10 minutes. Rangers did the opposite, raised the game and really took control from that point onwards. The longer the game went, the more in control Rangers were. The back four, particularly the central defenders, Richard Gough and Terry Butcher, very strong indeed, and there was just no way that Hearts were going to come back into this game in spite of great work by some Hearts players.
And there is Mark Walters with a beaming smile. He's the man that has made the headlines tonight at Hampden. And there he is, man of the match, deservedly so by the sponsors. Quite clearly, Mark Walters scoring 2 and then forcing the error from Henry Smith and the youngster Scott Nisbet tapping it home. So a tremendous reception for Rangers. They go through to meet Aberdeen in a real tremendous final on October the 23rd here at Hampden. A reminder again of the scoreline tonight. Rangers 3, Hearts 0, as the Rangers fans surge round the terracing, enjoying themselves. The rain still pouring down as Walters is about to leave, and there he is trackside with Reval Alderson.
Mark, congratulations, 2 goals, some game, eh?
Very much so, yeah. We struggled first half. I thought we deserved the overall second half performance.
The first goal, was it a bit of a surprise to you?
Well, it sort of ricocheted to me sort of thing, but luckily I was first to the ball and I just hit the target and luckily it went in.
Now you're sweating despite the fact it's a cold night. It was fairly tough out there.
Yes, it was. The pace was very frantic and you know, it's hard to really get hold of the game at first. But like I said, second half I thought we thoroughly deserved the game.
What was the surface like? It looked a bit greasy.
It was definitely greasy. Having said that, I think it came to our benefit because second half it started to roll more and skid off, and I thought our pace up front told.
Well, you're playing Aberdeen in the final next month. What do you reckon your chances are then?
We're very optimistic and the lads are very confident moments. I think at the moment we could take anybody on, so hopefully we'll be all right in the night and we'll do the business.
Finally, what do you think about Hampden Park then?
Superb, my first time here, and hopefully all the other times I come back it's just the same.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
So there we are, a delighted Mark Walters. Rangers really running rampant tonight. Crushing win by 3-0 and en route to the final. Rangers have now scored 16 goals and lost only 1, and it really is setting up for a tremendous battle again with the side.